Hey, welcome to this episode of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. And today is Health Freedom Tuesday. So, we're going to be talking about balancing your health and wealth for spiritual entrepreneurs. So, please do share this episode out if you're watching on the Soul Legacy TV Spiritual Business Success with Iona YouTube channel, then welcome. And if you are listening along to this podcast, then welcome. So I want to give you a framework for this podcast. It is, again, a very practical podcast about living more intentionally, setting intentions, visualizing, journaling. I have my journal. So I'm going to be journaling, and hopefully you'll journal along with me. I call my journal the Soul Legacy Journal, Spiritual Awakening Stories of 365. And so as the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy.com, I wanted to create that life work balance for myself. And I wanted to share it with you as a spiritual entrepreneur. So if you know of a spiritual entrepreneur who is a little bit out of balance and a little bit out of alignment, and they're not focusing on their health and their wealth goals, then please do share this out. So in today's episode, I'm going to follow on from the daily live stream, the daily podcast. And so if you missed any episodes, I've got a playlist. Everything that I mention, all the links will be in the show notes and the description. So this podcast, to put it into context, is about the seven freedoms frequency. If you don't know what that is, I talk about living an intentional life, and I call an acronym called the Cheers to Financial Freedom Frequency, and I call them the intentional living code. So we want to set intentions every day. We want to visualize. We want to be in alignment with our goals. And so the acronym starts for Cheers to Financial Freedom, and the frequency of that. So the C is for contribution, which is on Contribution Freedom Mondays. And you may have seen that, may have listened to that episode or watched it. Feel free to do that because it will make more sense. So health freedom is on a Tuesday, emotional freedom is on Wednesdays, environmental freedom is on Thursdays, relationship freedom is on Fridays, and spiritual freedom is on Saturdays, and financial freedom is on Sundays. So health freedom, to put that into context with relating to your life work balance and building a business as a spiritual entrepreneur, life purpose led business, we also want to be taking care of ourselves, right? We don't want to just be in business and then not actually look after ourselves. And this is me after I've gone through my spiritual awakening, the tools that I've used. So in my journal, I'm going to be covering 8 parts. I'm going to break this episode down into 8 parts. And every single day, the structure and the format is the same, but the topic is different. So the first thing, we're going to rate our vibrational frequency, because this is the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, right? So the vibration I emit, the vibration that you emit in the world actually impacts the collective, right? So we want to be rating our vibration. We're going to do that first. The second thing we're going to do is talk about vision boards. And specifically, I have a 7-day spiritual business vision board for you. And I'll leave the link in the cards and in the description, in the show notes for you. And I'll get into that and relate it to all of the freedoms, but specifically health and wealth. The third thing was going to express gratitude in a way that brings this Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency in alignment. I always say we want to rise and reside at this frequency every single day. That's why I'm here doing my journaling, doing it live with you, and doing my morning routine, daily routine, and nighttime routine, and just holding myself accountable and holding you accountable at the Soul Legacy TV Spiritual Business Success with Iona, and also my students in the Soul Legacy Academy. So it's a win-win-win, right? So it's for you if you're new to me, but it's also for my students, and it's also for myself, for me to walk my own talk and to bring that into my business, right? So I love it. The fourth thing is how we launch our day, lead our day, and leave our day. That was what I just said. And the fifth thing that we are going to do is give some next steps. So based on your health and your wealth, right? And wellness. And so when we commit to certain things out loud, that's in relation to the vision, the things that we say we want, then we have to take action on it. Otherwise, we're like, oh, it's me. It's not a universe thing. It's not anybody else. It's us taking personal responsibility for our own health and wellness. So we're going to commit to 3 things that we want to do from today, from Tuesday to the next Tuesday. So depending on when you're listening to this, come at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. And success means different things to different people. And success means being healthy for me, having all of these 7 freedoms in alignment with the vision that I have. So we want to be setting the vision for your health for this next week. We have a big vision of this next, we have a grand big vision and mission, but then we break it down to the next year, the next month, the next week, the next day, right? So we're going to do that together. The 5th thing, did I say that yet? The 6th thing, we are going to spend our vibrational money voucher. So the Soul Legacy Journal is a very special journal, and it gives you £1,000, dollars, euros, or wherever you are, to spend in a vibrational money voucher, like just pretend, right? And so this was inspired by a couple of my mentors, teachers that I've read books and listened to tapes and stuff. And so we're going to have fun with being in alignment, like raising our vibration and having the funds to be able to choose and to feel and to try on all the things that we want on our vision board now. And then the 7th thing we're going to do, I'm going to share the book that I listened to today. And if you listen to books, then great. I recommend listening to one regarding your health and dedicate that time and actually implement the things that you learn. So I'll share the book for today. I have a book club, and you know, I recommend different books that I read. I know people say, you know, what book do you recommend? And I'll share that at the end. And I'm going to I attempted to pull a card for today, and I ended up getting 3. So I will share with you what those 3 cards are at the end. And then I will invite you to come and connect with me and continue on this conversation in what I'm the producer of the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, so the SBYN. So we have a free monthly networking call to talk about the 7 freedoms and to come together and continue on this conversation. Because for me, I know I didn't have people that got it and got me and got what I wanted to do, my vision. Like, you want to protect that energy around your vision. So I've created a space for you to connect and co-create and collaborate and cross-promote with fellow spiritual YouTubers. So for the YouTube podcasters, partnerships for spiritual entrepreneurs with a movement. So if you have a movement inside of you, I've created a beautiful space to come together off the socials on a monthly networking call. And again, I will leave the link in the show notes and in the description. All right, so share this out and invite fellow spiritual entrepreneurs in to get that life work balance. We want to be focusing on our health and our wellness. So today, what we want to do is rate our vibrational frequency. So yesterday I rated my vibrational frequency in terms of my contribution. I was high vibing, and I explained the way that I rate my vibration. I'm going to explain it for you again today, because sometimes we need that repetition until we really get it and we feel into it. And just that reminder as you're writing down any notes or what have you, as you're listening to me. So rating your vibrational frequency, you might be familiar with the Wheel of Life. And lots of coaches use the Wheel of Life to segment your life into different areas, like a pizza segment. And you name each area of your life, and then you rate from a 0 to 10 how fulfilled you feel in that area of your life. So I say, and I've created what I call the Soul Legacy Wheel, so we can launch our day, leave our day, and leave our day, and be in alignment with that without our external circumstances having to change. So when we think of the law of attraction, we're like, attract things to me. When we use the 7 freedoms frequency and rise and release that frequency in order for those experiences to be manifested in our life. So that's why we want to raise our vibrational frequency. I know it sounds like, sometimes it sounds complex, sometimes it sounds simple, but that's where we're going, without needing your life to change, without needing your health to change. Rate your vibrational frequency intuitively. And then we're going to do it again at the end. And hopefully by listening to the 7 freedoms frequency podcast for more life work balance, then you will be inspired and you'll be feeling really good, and you'll come back with me every single day to live more intentionally and set your intentions and visualize. So when I rate my vibrational frequency, I want to tune into that source guidance, that frequency, right? Like looking at the world through my soul's lens, not looking at it through the human lens where I want to beat myself up because I'm not doing all the things that I said that I was going to do regarding my health. I want to just see how I'm feeling and then note what I can do to raise my own vibration. So that's it, like being really honest about where you are in terms of your health and your wealth, and then rating it. So we, on the Soul Legacy wheel, people rate between a 0 and a 10. We don't rate our life at 0. No part of our life gets a 0. We're here, so we want to be grateful. We want to emit that frequency. So you're up one notch, right? So the vibration we rate between a 1 and 11. So 1 is feeling in soul funk, like just feeling funky. And 11 is feeling in soul flow, like, yes, like even if nothing changes, you can raise your own vibration. And we'll do practices, spiritual practices and routines to raise our vibration every single day. And what we'll do is set the intention throughout this week for you to raise your vibration. So this is a way for me to do this for me, to get in alignment with my big vision and soul mission again, for my students as well, and for you on the Soul Legacy TV. So every single subscriber, and by the way, if you're not subscribed, subscribe or follow the podcast. I want to support you in not being so busy that you can't look after yourself. Do you know what I mean? So rate between a 1 and an 11. I rate today at a 10. And the reason why I rate today at a 10 is because I was burnt out. Going through my last spiritual awakening, it was burnout. Your girl was burnt out. I was fostering 3 children under 5, kinship foster caring. They're my great niece and nephews, twins. And I was burnt out. I wasn't able to do the work that I love. I wasn't able to do my lives anymore. I wasn't able to balance that work-life balance. So I've come back on really emphasizing that work-life balance. Well, that work is like 24/7. If you've got young children, you'll know. So I have 2 children. And so I was like, okay, how do I actually build my business? I'm no longer doing that as of July. It's now October of July. I decided, okay, well, I did it for a year and held space for the children. And so I really wanted to come back online after pausing in my business. I know that many people do. As you go for a spiritual awakening, whatever it's triggered by, whether it is triggered by health issues, then getting back into building your business, you want to really protect your energy and your vibrational frequency. So I rate it at a 10 is because I feel amazing, don't get me wrong. And I've been holding myself accountable and living intentionally and doing my daily lives. But I didn't do them again on YouTube. I was doing them on Facebook to hold myself accountable. The last couple, 2-3 weeks maybe, I paused so I could transition back onto YouTube and build a business. And of course, when I'm not journaling every single day, when I'm not writing it down, when I'm not setting intention, when I'm not looking at my vision board, when I'm not, I drop off. And so I dropped off, not completely, but I dropped off mostly with eating, not going to the gym. I made a decision not to go to the gym because it was like a half an hour walk there and half an hour walk back, and obviously half an hour, 45 minutes in the gym. So it was, I'm in the middle of just getting my business back up and running. So I was like, let me do the home version of my workout. So that's why it's at a 10, because how I feel about it, and I'm responsible for it. I don't need results to change like by next week, because I've set the intention. I don't need my physical health to change, but my momentum around it, my vibration, my feeling around it will change because I'm setting the intentions. I'm going to do it with you today. All right. So rating your vibrational frequency. And at the end of the week, what we will do is add up our scores. So yesterday for me on contribution freedom, Monday was 11. Today it's 10. So we've got a score between a 1 and an 11. Wherever you are is good. Just do your score. Do leave a comment. Let me know what your score is. And then the next Tuesday, what we want to do is set the intention to raise our vibration. That is it. that is it. Like, it's that simple. And I love this system. And so the second thing that what I want to cover, so that is it for rating your vibrational frequency. And I'll probably put chapters on the YouTube video. So the second thing is we're going to talk about, to balance your health and wealth, is your vision board. Now, I talk about life work balance all the time for spiritual entrepreneurs, and in my 7-day spiritual business vision board for work-life balance for spiritual entrepreneurs, I go in real great depth. I break each of these 7 freedoms down and do a teaching per day. So if you haven't done that, then I invite you to do that. Again, I'll leave the link in the cards, in the description, in the show notes for you, so that you can do this vision board challenge. It's a beautiful model. It takes a lot in terms of really focusing and honing in on this specific area and how it is balanced with each area. So again, like the health and wellness, it isn't about just building your business, right? And the health and wealth, it isn't just about going after the finances. So when I talk about health, I want to relate it to, and I want you to relate it to your business. Like each of these 7 freedoms, they work in harmony, they work in tandem. When one is off, then you can kind of relate to the other one. And if your health is off, then other stuff is probably, your emotions going to be off. Or say if your environment is out of whack, then it might be impacting your health and your thought, all those things, right? So when we develop those habits, and we're reading a book, we're fueling our mind, it's just so intentional. So it's living more intentionally in alignment with your vision, in alignment with your values, and raising your vibration, right? So what values you have around health. So when we think of health not in isolation, and we broaden it out to living a balanced life, we want to relate to how healthy is your business, how healthy is your business practices, how healthy is your work day, right? Like what hours of the work, what hours of the day have you set the intention to work? Think about that. Like we did have contribution freedom frequency yesterday on Monday, but bring health back into that. Go back and reflect. Like when you set your intentions, did it feel good to you? And so with health, you want to think of that health in terms of, and on the vision board challenge, I focused on the different types of health, and I listed these. Not that I'm an expert in health, like just ideas that I got. So health is in your physical health, your emotional health. I've got notes. Your mental health. I don't want to leave anything out. Your environmental health, your spiritual health, and your emotional health. So where do you rate when you're rating your frequency? And hopefully you're doing more than what you give yourself credit for. So at the end of this episode, then you'll be like, oh yeah, actually I've got this going on and I'm doing this. This is really good. Because it's not about like noticing all the things that you're not doing. It is building on what you're already doing, or building on what's already worked in the past. So I know now, like for my health, and how I launch my day, leader my day, which is next. No, which is the 4th thing. I'll talk about that. I'm on point with it. I know what works for me. I know what to do. So when you think of your vision board, what have you got on your, what would you put on your vision board if you've not done it for your health? So some of the things that I put on is my body. Like I've run a half marathon earlier in this year, 2023. I can't remember what day it is. I think it was March, end of March, something like that. And I was training, I was doing the most. I don't run now because I know that running isn't the best for health, but I had that on my bucket list. I focus on a bucket list goal. My bucket list goal for my health now, that's on my vision board, is swimming. And I'm not in that environment to go swimming. But as I look at my vision board, it's something that I want to remind myself on, because when I do go traveling as a spiritual digital nomad, I want to go in the water. I want to go in the ocean. I want to like scuba dive. I don't want to be there. Like I want to visualize myself actually doing water sports and water activities. So, and also being on the beach, really looking after my body, because being in burnout and going for that spiritual awakening, I wasn't eating right. So my body wasn't feeling right. So I've got bikinis on my body. I've got on the vision board. I've got inspiration for that, and that means when I take action, I want to take action in alignment with my vision. So when you think of your emotions, how healthy are your emotions? The emotional freedom is Wednesday. But when we talk about your emotional scale, which is tomorrow, you'll see where you're vibrating at. And the book for today will help with that as well. So when you think of your environment, how healthy is your environment? Is it where you want to be? Is it where, like, what is on your vision board? What's the contrast to that? And how can you make this environment similar to your vision board? I've got like the world I want to travel, and I had this in my office, in my home office, that home that I had for like 11 years after being homeless. And I decided to give up that home, but I bought this poster, and I'd had it. I've moved to London and I'm staying with a friend until I go traveling. And I was like, and she's like, can't you put up a poster on that wall? I said, I don't like the wall, the way that the wall looks, that environment. And she's, can't you put up a poster? I'm like, oh, I've got my poster and I love it. And it reminds me, and I've got like New Zealand. One of my nieces is in New Zealand, and I've got New Zealand there and Australia and Thailand. And before it was quite far away from me in my office. And now it's like here, all the places that I want to travel, or all the places where, when I think about it, relationship freedom Friday, all the places where my students are. I've got a student who's in Egypt. I've got a student who's in the UK with me, not literally with me. I've got a student in the States. I've had students in, I've got like India. I've had students like all over the world, like in Canada, in Africa, and being able to do that, technology is amazing, right? So the health of my environment, it's temporary now, but I wanted to bring that in. I've put books on the bookshelf, like my incense and my journal and my t-shirt, like bringing it in as much as I can, and going out for walks in nature and going to the gym. I was going to the gym. I loved it. Like I'm not like a gym person normally, but the environment that you're, again, we'll talk about launching your day, leading your day. The environment that you have your business in online. I love YouTube, not even gonna lie. I'm learning it more so, and I'm sharing it with my students. It's about starting a YouTube channel and becoming an authority and an author. Like, I wanted to build my business on Amazon and on YouTube. And yes, it's on the socials, and yes, it's on a podcast. But that's the primary environment that I wanted to be in. I don't really resonate with being on the socials like everywhere. So this podcast goes out into the socials, and I don't really pay attention with all of the socials. It's this place, my environment for the Soul Legacy Academy. And then I'll run ads and stuff so I can be off doing more things. I'm all about aligning that environment and then automating as much as I can. So when you're thinking about your environment, like I'm in a small space right now, and as I have on my vision board to go and travel and go to Airbnbs and all the things, like, and work online and volunteer online and do all those things, and I'm being mindful of the environments that I want to live in, work in. And so I'll talk about the compassionate friends that I volunteer for tomorrow, because that's like that emotional scale, and I have that on my vision board as well. What else for your environment? So like just cleaning up your emails, your text messages, your phone, everything, like that health and that well feeling in alignment with what is on your vision board now. So that's how we get to rate our vibrational frequency higher, by feeling in alignment with your vision board. If you've done a vision board before and you don't feel alignment, or you've done it and you've left it, which we do let go of it, and it's not manifesting, or you feel blocked, or you feel what have you, then, you know, try on some of the exercises in this journaling practice and come and journal with me. My students get really amazing results, and that's why I'm here, holding myself accountable. When you think of health in terms of healthy relationships, right, as you go through a spiritual awakening, I went through my spiritual awakening, then not all of the relationships around me, including in business, the relationship with myself changed, the relationship with family, friends, business, the world, like universe guides, when you wake up and you realize that you are more than just a physical, physical soul. So when you think of relationships and the health and the wealth, how do they feel? So for me, I'm building more relationships and building healthy relationships that are in alignment with my vision, and they're in alignment. And it's just really, really lovely. Like, I'll talk about next steps in a second. So when I think about health in terms of spirituality, like, how healthy is that connection? If I'm clear, if I'm looking after myself and I'm like going out in nature and just, eating things that are high vibrational, it all has a knock-on effect to that connection, right? And so your spiritual practices that support you in your health and wealth. Then finances, how healthy are your finances in terms of the energy exchange? Like, where are you putting yourself? What environments are you putting yourself in that feel really great? So I have a movement marketing media kit challenge for spiritual entrepreneurs, and I'm walking my talk. I'm here on the YouTube channel. I'm here. I will be doing videos, articles, and putting myself on podcasts, putting myself on TV in environments that feel healthy, that feel positive, and definitely balancing my light work and lifestyle while I do that. But being in environments where I can have that fair energy exchange, where people actually do want to pay to improve their life and get that life work balance. So that was a lot on the vision board, but that's how I see my vision board and my vision board practice. Like, it's not just sticking cork boards on pitch images on a cork board. For me, I teach you how to do a digital vision board because I want to have my vision board while I'm traveling. And then you can do a screensaver, a desktop saver, whatever you like. But we also do a video montage. So daily, it's 30 seconds or so, 35 seconds. You'll see mine in my playlist at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. So you'll see that, and that's my example. And if you come to the community, you'll see others do their vision board, and I invite you to do your vision board as well. All right, so the next section, what we want to do is talk about gratitude, right? So the way that I do gratitude, and I didn't have my gratitude stone yesterday. So this gratitude stone, and if you've watched The Secret movie, then you may have heard, well, you will have heard of the gratitude stone, the gratitude rock. And so my beautiful daughter gave me this years and years and years ago. And so when I sit in my gratitude, I hold it. There are times in my life then I haven't felt like grateful. So I went through a really messy divorce, unhealthy relationship, got out of it. And my kids would say gratitude. That's when 2008, 9, when we first started saying gratitude. So we'd say it together as a family. And so if you don't know me, launching, leading and leaving my soul legacy, part of that is my son making his transition. And I just looked down at the oracle card and our picture is always there with me. So he made his transition 8 years ago. And so there was one point that I didn't feel like I had anything to be grateful for. I probably did, but I didn't feel good about speaking gratitude. I call it soul speaking into existence. And I was like, I couldn't do it. I'd done it for all of those years on and off, even when I was holding the gratitude stone or not. And I just couldn't do it. And so if you've gone through a spiritual awakening, whatever it's triggered by, and you're finding it a challenge, grab something that you can hold, whether it's whatever it is, whether it's a little crystal. I've got my tiger's eye for today for Health Freedom Tuesday, whatever it is, and just hold it and speak that gratitude into existence. And the way that I like to do it, and again, I'm journaling and I'm doing my journaling with you. So I just really want to share that experience. And I also want to look back on my own journey, right? So I express gratitude for the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency, for living intentionally, the intentional living codes, and the 7 Freedoms frequency podcast. That's what it's based on. So we want to say gratitude for anything in the past, right? Something in the present, and something in the predicted future. So you get to choose whatever comes into mind intuitively. It might be things that you are journaling around now, things that you're focusing on your vision board, things that just come to mind. Like, in order to manifest more, you've got to be grateful for what you've got. Like, otherwise you've just got that wanting energy, and that wanting energy, like, I don't have enough, actually is using the law of attraction in reverse, and it kind of creates chaos in your life, right? So what we want to do is express gratitude. So I have my gratitude rock. So the way that it works, as in the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, you can write them down, you can pause me on the replay, or you watch me live and you come every day, you can speak it out with me as well and just make a note of it. So I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate it. The reason why I say I'm happy is because that's where we want to go, right? Well, our health and our wealth, we want to be happy in business as a spiritual entrepreneur. And so I'm grateful. We know the power of gratitude, but one thing that Abraham Hicks say is the vibration of appreciation is more like you're appreciating it because you feel like you've got it. When we express gratitude, sometimes it brings in the energy of what we don't have. So you want to say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. And then we want to use the energy of the seven freedoms, and the frequency of the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency acronym. So again, the C is for contribution, the H is for health, it spells out cheers. The E is for emotional freedom. The other E is for environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. If you're new to me, if you're a student, you already know this, right? So these are the areas that we have on our vision board. So I'm just going to ad hoc say whatever comes to mind just as a practice. So I've done my daily journaling as a video journal. So for contribution freedom, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate and so it's something that is either present right now, predicted future, or in the past. So this was yesterday, where a guest of mine, who is an amazing guest actually, and the work that she does in the world is around taking the stage and telling your soul story and being confident on video, right? Totally in alignment with me. You know, I teach to create joint vision partnerships as a spiritual entrepreneur, so you don't have to do everything alone. But this is getting clear in your vision and being in vibrational alignment. And so then others can see, oh, we can build other healthy relationships with other people. And so yesterday I'm going to feature her on the Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit. And I'm going to feature in the Stop Writing, Start Selling Summit. So it's just such a beautiful, timely, divine relationship. So I'm so happy and I'm grateful for that. And I had in mind the collaboration. I could see it instantly. I've done recordings and I've announced it in the MMMK challenge, in the Movement Marketing Media Kit challenge. And then yesterday, she's like, she had the same idea. So when you're vibrating at a frequency, it's like I'm making my contribution. She's making her contribution, and she's done it for years and years and years. I've just been diving into her work. So I'm really happy. You know who you are. I'm really happy and grateful and appreciate the work that this speaker does and this author does, and the impact that she's made in my life when I did her 5-day challenge. And I met so many like really great people who were doing all the things. It was just really, really epic in terms of contribution. I'm happy, and I really am genuinely happy and grateful. And I'm happy and I'm grateful and appreciate in terms of my health. This environment that I'm in, I'll wait for the environment. Happy and grateful for my health, for my water. I bought 7 bottles of 2-liter bottles of water the day before, it's Sunday, and I'm looking at them and I'm just grateful for the people that do all the packaging, do all the chemicals, do all the cleaning, and put that water in a bottle, because we know that not everybody has fresh, clean water, right? So I'm really happy and I'm really grateful, because that we are made up of however much percentage of water, right? And so I blessed my water today, so it's more healthy, right? I did Ho'oponopono on it. So just little things to raise the vibration of things that I'm already doing, and being happy and grateful and appreciating that, right? It's just something little. So, you know, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate emotionally. So I haven't done my tapping today. I will do that today. I've done my wealth freedom, my affirmations today from the miracle morning, not the miracle morning, the Millionaire Mind Intensive. Absolutely love that. I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate being able to be here with you and to be present with you and to be smiling. Because as I mentioned, 8 years ago, my son passed and I never even thought that I would be super happy. And, I've looked down and I saw the picture. This is the Keepers of the Light card and our picture in our smiles. And there was a time where I couldn't even look at that picture. Do you know what I mean? So I'm happy and grateful. I am where I am. And I've moved up the emotional scale from that grief to that love and that empowerment and that joy. And it's healthy relationship, healthy emotions. I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate for my environment, this environment that I'm in. I've had one of my really, really good friends. We've been friends for, oh my gosh, over 30 years. How old am I? 50. So 30 something years, maybe 32 years, 33 years, maybe. Anyway, a long time. And, the environment that I was in, I was like, do you know what? Like, this is not where I want to be. I want to travel. I want to do all the most, but I needed a space and a container to make the transition and to have the peace of mind that I could just literally give everything away in my environment. I literally gave so much away. I didn't even sell it. I gave it away. I gave my car away. I gave my furniture away, my new office furniture away. Like, just so much. But I was happy and grateful in that environment. But I was like, it's time for a transition. Like, this is on my vision. This is what I want to really have. And so my friend had just said, I've got you. Just those words, like, I've got you, and my home is your home. And I would do the exact same thing, like always. Like, and I have done the exact same thing for different people. And so having this environment to, although the internet has not been like great, like, and it still isn't, and it's like, okay, please hold out internet for me. It just is, it's just around this area. It's different every way that you go, but just adjusting to that is being a challenge, but I'm still super grateful. Like, we've made a makeshift office in this environment. Like, it's a very small room. I will show pictures and stuff, but it's like, oh, I love my office. I said to her the other day, I said, oh, I love my office. She goes, no, you don't, you hate it. It's like, no, I love it now. I've put my things and what have you, and it's just like, I'm just sat in front of I'm sat in front of my iPhone, right? So I'm really happy and grateful for the environment that I've been able to create, and bring in my Mac. I've got a big fat Mac desktop that was on my vision board, my Blue Yeti mic and my iPhone and do you know what I mean? I was able to just in this space be happy and grateful for the environment that I've got. So, it's lovely. And I'm happy and grateful again for the relationships that I've just mentioned, for building relationships in my business, for like coming back online and being offline for so long, and people holding space for me that I've built relationships with years prior, and co-authors, and I'm really happy. And if you listen to this, I'm really happy and grateful for you. I know you know who you are. Like, those relationships mean the absolute world to me. Like, building one relationship at a time, and having people see me for what I'm doing is just really beautiful. Really happy and grateful for that. Happy and grateful for the relationship with myself. I know that this is like, it's just expressing, it's just to give you, it's one, to do it for me, but two, to give you so that was past, but it's also present, and it's also predicted in the future. Like, just being grateful for where we are, holding our stone, is raising our vibration in terms of our own health, right? So healthy in the spirituality, super connected. I've learned so much. The cards, thank you for Cal Gray for the cards, the Keepers of the Light. A little chakra I've been learning from Robin Knott, who is the founder of the Energy Healing School, learning more about the spiritual practices, and Ramona Miles just bringing in that spirituality even more. And for me, one of the things that I'm really happy and grateful and appreciate is the way that Robin understood that I she relayed back to me how I understood spirituality rather than just the practices, but actually our connection with source and just being, just looking at the world through the eyes of your soul lens. That's kind of it. And finances, healthy. So health and wealth, I'm happy and I'm grateful that I'm able to build the business that I really want to build, give so much of the finances away, like give and pass on that legacy, and also trust that I will be supported, trust that people will come into my world, trust that I will attract the clients and the co-authors, trust that people want to send people my way, which is really lovely, which is what I had yesterday. Is like, I'd love to do that collaboration with you. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I want to do the same. Absolutely amazing. Like, and those finances come through that showing up, speaking out, and serving deep, that energy exchange. So that is it for my gratitude and the seven freedoms frequency. And if you can spend like 10, 20, 30, whatever a day and just really feel that you're emitting that vibrational frequency, and I will be here every single day letting you know what's manifesting as a result of just being at that vibrational frequency, right? So the fourth thing that we want to talk about is, as the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, launching, leading, and leaving your day, right, is your soul legacy. Now, people say, you know, I want to leave a legacy. And you might think that legacy is something that happens after you pass. Your legacy is now. So how you launch your day, leave your day, lead your day, and leave your day. I'll say it again. How you launch your day, how you get up in the morning, the first segment of your day, how you lead the rest of your day, because it's not just about morning routine, and how you leave your day, right? You reflect on your day and how you leave your day. Like, that was a good day, like a productive day, a healthy day, and feeling like what you're saying to yourself, what you're doing, like how you launch your day, how you lead your day, and how you leave your day is your legacy now. So we want to live in alignment with our vision. We want to live in alignment with our values. And I talk about values on the vision board, like, what are your values? I wanted to feel healthy, and I wanted to feel sexy. I wanted to feel really good. Like, I want to feel great when I'm coming on camera. I want to walk like a tool in the world. Like, I wanted to feel amazing. And so when we think of the contribution freedom, which we did yesterday on Contribution Freedom Mondays, like, how do I want to contribute in the world? Now, again, we want to bring health into that. So in essence, when we're done with the seven freedoms frequency, the 7-day spiritual business vision board for spiritual entrepreneurs with a movement, when we're done with all of the 7 areas, we've got a vision. And then we take action that is in alignment with our values. So we could build a business anywhere. We could write a book anywhere. We could do all of the things. For me, the healthy way for me to build my business is not about list building. It's about legacy building. So I wanted to build my business, leaving my legacy. This is the legacy. It's a video, right? So it serves you, and it serves my students in the Soul Legacy Academy when I say, hey, what did you do for Health Freedom Tuesday? I did it. You do it. Like, walk your own talk, right? And so I want to set intentions. Even if you're not a goals oriented person, you've got something that you want to work towards, something that is a bucket list item, however far that out is out. Or say if I want to swim, then I want to be signing up for swimming lessons. And I actually want to do a one-on-one because I've done it before, excuse me. But also how I launch my day, how to have that healthy business and have that health and that feeling of wealth. It's not just about having the money. It's about who do I become as a result of launching my business. So my day, my morning routine, I was saying this yesterday for my contribution, I'm getting up and I'm contributing. So in terms of my health, I'm checking how tired I feel. I'm checking if I feel good and energized, and I do every single day, even if I have broken sleep, and I've had broken sleep for years since I'm looking down at my son, since my son was born. I don't know if you've ever had like broken sleep or if you've got something on your mind. There's a book that I listen to often on a Health Freedom Tuesday, which is called Sleep Smarter. It's 21 strategies for, I can't remember exactly what, but it's focused on nutrition, sleep, and health. Today, the book for today was You Can Heal Your Life. So it depends on how I feel. And I decided to stop focusing on not sleeping. And I don't know, a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs end up having insomnia. A lot of people in the world, I think, have insomnia. And I don't feel like my sleep pattern bothers me. And Robin had said, I said, I'm like really focusing on my sleep. And she said, well, it doesn't bother you. It doesn't interrupt you. And I watched a video interview from the Diary of a CEO guy. And he interviewed someone, if she was talking about sleep, and she said, all the data that we know about sleep, like if it's not bothering you, you're good, you're getting enough. And I'm like, oh, I'm okay. So I listened to You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay today. So I check in, like how I feel. And I remember reading an article by Louise Hay, and she was saying about when she wakes up in the morning, how she just basks in that energy, like, and just is grateful. Like, you can see gratitude in bed, like, you don't have to do it here with me. But yeah, so I'm just checking in how energized I feel. I wake up with a like spring in my step. Usually I've marinated and thought about the day as well, what I've got to do for that day. I am launching my day with my exercise and my V-Shred, 20 minutes of exercise, the home version right now. I will go back to doing the gym as well. I'm having my vitamins, I'm growing my nails, which have never ever been long, and I'm growing them. I'm like, yay. So I've just been taking care of them, like my hair, my skin, like making sure that I'm doing my exercises, going in and getting refreshed and washing off and stuff, and then doing my doing my live. So I've launched that side of my morning. I'm making sure that I'm drinking my water. So it's like a bunch of stuff. So I was helping my friend, she's got COPD. And we were talking about like being healthy and exercising and eating right and blah, blah, blah. And so, and I fast, and I was sharing what I've been doing. And when you teach it, it's like, oh, that's what I do. So it's like making sure a bunch of stuff gets done before I do my life. So my agreement with myself is making sure that I exercise before I do my life. I've done my morning routine, I've done my journaling, I've done my visualization, I've done all of those things. And it's 11 when I come on, 11:11. And then how I'll lead my day once I've done my live, I'll do this as a YouTube podcast, which I did yesterday, and I recorded the process for my students. And today I've got a prep for my summit, which season 1 starts tomorrow, which is like crazy. Like all of a sudden you've got it on your vision board, and all of a sudden it's happening, and it just feels like, oh. So I will do that. That's how I will lead my day, and I will leave my day with a walk in the afternoon. I did a walk yesterday. Went to go get a little bit of foundation. Went for about an hour walk, and I read my book while I was walking, because it was The Millionaire Messenger, which was yesterday's book. And so I was walking down the street reading The Millionaire Messenger, and I read a good few pages. So I read like a good chunk and did an EMR while I was walking. So talk about can't even see it, can you? Talk about multitasking. So that was really cool. So I will pick that back up next Monday and read, however long. When you're doing an audible book, you can just let it play. So while I walk, I will listen to the rest of an hour of Louise Hay. So I like to multitask. So that's how I will leave my day. And then I'll probably watch something. Like by the time I've done all of that and I'm like not full on, but I'm doing a project, I will leave my day by watching something on YouTube or an interview, or watching something on Netflix, or because it's Health Freedom Tuesday, my friend and I were doing foot spas. So we might even do a foot spa today. All right. So what will you do for your health? How will you launch your day? How will you leave your day? So the next section is your next steps, your soul guided action steps to take care of yourself, really, for your health and your wealth. And so what are the things that you're going to do today and then for next week? So as I was saying, like teaching my students the intentional living codes, on our calendar. If it's not on our calendar, it doesn't get done. And one of my soul guided instructors said, yeah, about merging the calendar, because if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. And I totally agree. So, and I've got to update mine actually, because um as your weeks change, your calendar changes, and I may have to end it there. Oh, hang on. We're back. We're back. I just got another phone call. I don't even get phone calls. Like, my vibration is out there. So I just had a phone call from my niece in the middle of my live. Like, I apologize again. Second day, I'm talking about focusing and just getting this podcast done and doing all the editing, getting somebody else to do it. But my niece, I want to say that she caught my vibration because she's the one that I gave my car to. I just literally rocked up and said, here, there you go, there's a car. And she passed the test within like a few weeks. She hadn't even had anyway, so I could go off on a tangent. So the next steps that you want to take in terms of your health, and healthy relationships, I've got beautiful relationships. Like, my name is Iona, but they call me Auntie Noni. So that will be a phone call. That is legacy, isn't it? So what are you going to do for today, for next week? So as you build out your intentional living codes, what you'll notice is, if you color code, if you do how I share in the Seven Freedoms Frequency Call-in Gym, I have a 2-hour monthly coaching call to walk you through this. If you're a student, in my bootcamp or on my mastermind, just so that you can get that life work balance, right? It's a bonus. It's worth $77 a month, and you can see the value and the in-depth. So when you're on the coaching call each month, I am then, although it's monthly and it's a group call, I'm here every single day when you want to ask questions. My students want to ask questions. So what are you going to do? And I've held them accountable. What are you going to do over this next week in terms of your health? So what you're going to do in terms of your physical health, your emotional health, your environmental health, your relationship health, your spiritual health, your financial health, your environmental health, all the healths, right? I think I get them all. I added some in there. But what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to inject that into your day? What are the times that you're going to do that? So for me now, my workouts in, my vitamins, and the eating, what I will do is do the majority of my day, and I will eat, and then I will go on a walk. And I will be drinking a lot. So the idea for me is to have like the 2 liters of water, and then I've drunk some today, and drink the majority of that before I do eat. So I'm just flushing the system and just keeping my energy up that way. And then I can measure it, because it's a 2-liter bottle of water. Like, that's 2 liters that you're supposed to drink every day. Well, depending on your height and your weight. Anyway, what are your next steps, basically? So for me, I wrote down what I will do every single day for the next week. It just has to be for the next week. And you'll have different colors on your calendar that represent your health, whatever it is. If it's a walk, it's healthy. If it's for the health, and sometimes the 7 freedoms, they overlap, so like health and relationship, but if it's with people, just put it into relationships. But it does combine, and the idea is to get as many of the 7 freedoms frequency to live intentionally every single day. So I want to get a contribution in today. I want to have my health in today. I want to have taken care of my own emotions. I want to have my tidying up my environment, or working in my environment. I want to have goals and intentions every single day. I want to have my spiritual freedom. I want to have my financial freedom, spending my and saving in with the miracle money and our vibrational money voucher. All right, so you can rate your vibration if you want to. Again, mine's 10, and I feel really good about it, actually. And It probably will be an 11 it can change throughout the day. It can change throughout each moment. And, I feel really good, actually. There's no reason for me to not feel good. So, I'll leave it at the 10 for the rating, but I'm feeling really good. So we want to spend our vibrational money voucher. I really want to know what Manny's wanted to say to me. Spend our vibrational money voucher. Okay, so we're almost at the end and we're going to wrap up this episode. So the Soul Legacy Journal, 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. This is you awakening with me, right? And so we want to raise our vibration, and I play the soul income game. And so the Soul Legacy Journal gives you £1,000, dollars or euros every single day to spend. Now you want to imagine that all of your bills and stuff are taken care of. We want to tithe 10%, which is £100, dollars or euros. I tithe to compassionate friends £100 every single day. You can spend your vibrational money voucher on the things that are on your vision board and things that are in your health if you want to just focus that. Or if it's not enough for you to buy the thing that's on your vision board, say like it's a personal trainer or what have you, then you can carry the money over until Sunday. I tend to spend my vibrational money voucher on a Sunday. So when we're doing the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge in the vibrational world, we've now got a chunk of money to spend, because that's what we do anyway. We just, when we're on, I was going to try and get my phone on my phone. When we're on our phone, we're just transferring this money, that money, we're paying for this online. So the brain doesn't know what is false and what is real. So we want to actually go and do that. Right. And so I tend to do mine, save it up, and then you can't have savings either, but you can carry over the balance. And when you are tithing, visualize it being connected. So I tithe as a volunteer now. I will be tithing my time, money, and energy to the Compassionate Friends for Bereaved Parents. All right. I'm running an online group, a hybrid group, and a quarterly group in Stratford in London. So I'm excited about that, to be fair. So go ahead and spend your money. The book for today, again, was You Can Heal Your Life. And I write in my Think and Grow Rich in my success journal. I notice all my successes. And so the book for today was, so I wrote down my tasks, my action steps. If you've never seen it, it's like successes. You can't see it. So if you read Think and Grow Rich, they've got a workbook. There's a workbook. If you're in the mastermind, there's a workbook. And then there's the mastermind book. So that is what I'm doing, focusing every single day. I can't go put those back. I'll probably fall off my chair. All right. So I'm writing in this daily now. I hadn't done for a while. It says read your statement of desire. So I talk about that on, I think it's Financial Freedom Sunday. Let me know if you if you've read Think and Grow Rich and you've applied it and you're manifesting. So in the book, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Let me know if you've read it. So I went back to chapter 1 just to start this off again. I've read it listened to it a few times. And so she says, so that was yesterday when I went out on a walk. I saw a butterfly and a feather, all those spiritual signs. And she says, what do we believe? Right? So we know our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, our results. So she said, what you give out, you get back in terms of thoughts. I remember listening to Louise Hay years ago and thinking, what do you mean our thoughts create our reality? She says, your thoughts create your future. Hence me sitting here, creating my present and my future with you, and doing it together when I don't have time. Well, you're a manifester of your time. When you live intentionally, get up earlier. I've said that to other people before. She says, the words that we speak, the words that we speak and the thoughts that we think create our experience. What experience are you committed to create around your health and your wealth? Excuse me. She said that we're responsible for our own experiences. And we know this, but we're like, the law of attraction doesn't work for me. The law of vibration does. When you think in terms of vibrational frequency and you're emitting that vibration, you take more responsibility rather than thinking, it hasn't come to me yet. Oh, hiccup. I'll look up the spiritual meaning of hiccups.
She says, we're the only thinkers in our own mind. It's going to come again. And she said, when we think thoughts of peace and balance and harmony in our minds, that's what we experience. What are you experiencing? And I think that was it. So yeah. And then I noted my successes for today. Spiritual business success with Iona at the Soul Legacy TV. We want to know our successes every single day. So as part of the Millionaire Mind book, I note my successes every single day, and I do my affirmations as well. So the card, I want to finish with a card for today, as well as the call. I say card for today. I went to go shuffle, pulled the card, said it's Health Freedom Tuesday, and 3 popped out. So this is again a card from Cal Gray, Keepers of the Light. I'm sure you're familiar with those, and I'm sure you've got lots of my students have got like so many cards. One particular student, you know who you are. I think she said she had like 100. I'm like, oh, and she's going to create her own oracle deck, so I'll be pulling from those as well. When she creates them, we're going to create them together. This is Charity, and it says prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven, ask, and you shall receive. And I believe that's for you as well. So I'm not going to read out of the book. I don't Kuthumi. Can't say this stuff. Sorry. Cloak of Wisdom. Yay! You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. This is me trusting what I know. Don't have to add anything else. Don't have to do all the most. That's it. You trust what you know. Oh, I love this one. Green Sahara. Green is my favorite color. Supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Love that. Move beyond limitation. Trust. So the 2 of those say trust. Trust what you know, and trust. Theme for today, trust. All right, so I want to leave you with the links around this episode. Again, share this out if you find it of value for your student in the Soul Legacy Academy. Take some notes and come to the 7 Freedoms Frequency call-in gym on the first Monday of the month at 3 p.m, 3 to 5 p.m. UK time. We also have a call, which is the SBYN, as the producer of the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. I want to get you together as spiritual YouTubers. And so for my book, it's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencer's compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. This is me doing that. And so I also teach about collaboration, right? And so I've created a space for your collaboration. So if you're a spiritual entrepreneur and you have a movement inside of you, you're going to love that call. And it's a free space to connect, co-create, collaborate, and cross-promote. So it's for YouTube podcasters and to create joint vision partnerships. So you've got a vision, you're walking your talk, you're feeling good about being the version of you who someone would say, yeah, I want to feature you on my podcast or on my summit or on my what have you. You could say yes. And I teach all of the steps to be able to say yes. But often we feel like a fraud when we're being fake, when we're not walking our talk. And so this is your chance to walk your actual talk. And if you don't know all of the steps, I will teach you the steps. So that on the monthly call, how we've done the soul income game, the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, vibrationally. We do it vibrationally first, and then we do it in the physical world. So I invite you, I challenge you to do my Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. Come on that monthly call and take the challenge. Every single attendee gets the opportunity to come on the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass, Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, where I will share with you how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high-paying soul, one-to-many soul clients online, right? Via video, speaking via video, serving via video, and signing up via video. It becomes fun when you know how, and you are focusing on being in service first. Oops. That was my tiger. My tiger's eye. Right, that is it for this episode. We've just gone over an hour. I've loved sharing this time with you. Thank you so much. Again, share this out. Links are in the show notes and in the description. I shall see you tomorrow for Emotional Freedom Wednesday on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. This is me, Iona Meade, signing off at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. Big love. Take care.